I gotta turn that light off.
What's up, America?
What's up, America?
We are getting our lightage right now. Touchdown. First down. First down.
I got him right.
No, that was a first down. Yeah, but we don't do that. We do opposites.
I know.
Wow, that's a lot of light.
A
lot of light. I think I liked it before without
I'm
that
gonna
much.
turn this one off.
This is why we need an actual studio so that we can get our lighting correct.
Yeah.
100%.
So what's up? Say hi, everybody, so we know who's on. Ooh, I don't like the light.
Too dull?
Yeah. One side to the left, to the left.
Left. You know what?
Is that better?
No, not so much.
Better, right?
I'm good with it.
So, thanks for joining us, episode 21. Woo, woo.
What's up, peeps?
What's going on? If you love our show, just hit the love. Let us know. Give us some feedback. We definitely welcome feedback.
We do.
If we say something to tick you off, please let us know.
We might do that tonight when we talk about football.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
okay.
I'm sure we will. Thank you for the love.
Okay.
Thank you for the love. Thank you, Lisa. And if you know someone who might benefit from the show, please tag them in the show. Yeah. We have a couple interesting things. One big announcement we're going to make closer to the end. But if you haven't been watching our show or you haven't seen, we are raising money to support a good friend of the family, Michael Oliver. He has cancer. He is a 17-year-old boy who has cancer, a very rare form, and we are trying to raise money for his treatment and healthy food. So if you've seen the story, we only ask one thing. Please share the story so everybody can know about it. If everyone shares and we could get everyone to donate $5, we would have plenty of money to support his treatment.
Right. I did make a donation. I'll probably make another donation this week just so that we can at least get him this first month of treatment, and that will make a huge impact in his life. So if you are able to, please go onto our link and donate, and also share that for us.
Thank you for the share, Kent. Thank you. We appreciate it. Okay, well, this week we are going to talk about the Super Bowl. There was a huge life lesson in the Super Bowl. I know there's a lot of Patriots haters, and I frankly don't care. This is a topic I will discuss. I absolutely love Tom Brady for the way that he is.
Determination.
His determination. He was 199 and 6th round draft pick, and they said his notes. I was watching his notes from this video I saw. They said he was a skinny boy. He had looked like he'd never been in the gym, and he told the coach, "What's up, Dennis?" Dennis Bear Extraordinaire.
Join, and he doesn't watch our show.
I know, he
What
doesn't
the
watch
heck?
ever.
Never. We totally see you on there, babe.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing about that
Sure.
determination? So this past week, I think we talked about this, where my basketball team, we were losing by 22 points, and we came back and won the game. And I told my kids, I'm like, you never stop until that last whistle blows. And that is one thing, like, you have to play with determination and heart, because a lot of times people will give up when they think that they're so far ahead that it just doesn't matter anymore. So you just don't quit, and that's exactly what Tom Brady did. And I saw it happening. I knew it was going to happen. I saw the first shift in momentum on that game, and people started leaving before the Super Bowl was over. But guess what? It was like the best part of the game was at the end.
The look in his eye when
tell.
they went to overtime was like, I got this.
Yeah,
I don't know. You must forget who I am.
The GOAT.
He is not
The GOAT.
He's not arrogant. He's just a good, humble guy who just
Can
wants
I give
to do well.
Props to his wife in the
awesome
press box, and she was like a superior cheerleader for her husband, and that was pretty
That's
awesome.
how you should be.
Yes.
You should be at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Number one fan.
Number one. Yep.
But no, seriously, his story is amazing. I feel like he was the underdog, even though they won 5 million Super Bowls, because everybody's hating on him just because he's good. So here's my question. Should they let Atlanta should they have let Atlanta win just because they've won before?
No. You never do that.
No, that's my point. That was what everybody's like. Everybody was rooting for Atlanta because the Patriots have won so many times, and the Patriots just showed you why they won.
Well, if you think about in 1992 time frame when the Chicago Bulls had a dynasty and they won every single championship, with Michael Jordan. Nobody was crying out for other people to win those
That
games.
should be your fire to show what kind of athlete you are.
Yeah.
That should motivate you even more. But I don't know what happened with Atlanta, but they just gave up.
They got overly confident, and then they got tired, I guess, or whatever. And I also tell my kids this, like, you might be tired at the end of the game, but you gotta suck that ish up and keep going.
And here's my rant for the day. If you are an NFL player, put your big boy pants on and man up.
Yeah.
I'm tired. What? Let me go get a 5-hour energy. I better put my big boy pants on. I'm making the big boy money in the Super Bowl.
When I played basketball or tennis, I did never want to come out of the game. Like, I never wanted to be taken out. And I would have never quit, or the words "I'm tired" would never have come out of my mouth.
That's a quitter.
Like, I don't understand that concept.
I don't either.
It's called adrenaline. You got to find that stuff from within and suck it up and just keep on going.
I would agree. We have a lot of kid stuff going on upstairs.
Yeah, lots of kids.
So the life lesson from the Super Bowl is don't quit until it's over, and then you can celebrate.
Right.
Offensive coordinator screwed up. Well, we can blame whomever. I say Tom Brady turned that shit around.
So the offensive coordinator screwed up, but I think at the end of the game, I saw the Atlanta Falcons coach over on the sideline celebrating, and then they lost. And that was so funny because you never do that. You never do that.
Just like in real estate, we don't celebrate until we're at the closing table because things can happen until the very last minute.
Well, until it's signed.
You don't celebrate until it's over. Never. Yeah. Anything could come up throughout the entire process and shut the whole thing down.
Right.
So, we wanted to talk about the rules for communication. We will keep this one short, but basically I've been reading a book called, I think it's How to Communicate, and I will post the official title and the author later, but I finally finished it. It's had so much great information. The basic rules are, number 1, be direct. Don't fancy pants around it. Don't sugarcoat it. Just be direct. Don't ask a question when you should be making a statement.
I like to call that one, call the shit straight to the point.
Right. You can have tact. You can be nice because you don't want to put someone on the defensive, but be direct with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Be immediate. I know I'm very guilty of not being immediate. I like to calm that shit down before I respond.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Sometimes.
I think you're pretty much an immediate now.
Not all the time.
Now, right now. Right now, we're going to talk about this.
When I will be like, now, but there are times when I'm like, I am too angry to say what I really think. Yeah. And if I say things now, I'm going to probably offend someone.
So he counts at 30 seconds?
No, mine's like 2 days sometimes. That's how angry I get. I need to, and if I'm not talking to you, I'll let you know. Now's not a good time. Just letting you know, it's not a good time. But they said your response should be immediate. So that means you need to learn how to not react and respond in a very quick manner. Be straight to the point.
Yeah.
Be honest. Don't sugarcoat around it. Just tell someone. Address it in a manner that is supportive with no sarcasm, which is hard for me. That is a hard one.
That's really hard.
Because I'm a smart ass 24 out of 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Don't bring up the past and don't call names. Just be straightforward. Tell the person what they're doing makes you feel. Your understanding of the situation. And then how use I messages, not you. Don't accuse someone because that puts them on the defensive. But those are some really good rules for communication when you've been offended.
Yeah.
Or you just have a disagreement. You need to learn how to disagree.
I definitely have a tendency to be a smartass too. And I will roll my eyes sometimes, and I need to control that.
That's the sarcasm, I believe.
Yep.
And I'm so glad for you to come down here because I think we'll go ahead and make our huge announcement since you've walked in the room. Come on over. Come on over. This is our daughter.
Yep.
And she has been working, I don't know if you know, but she's been working the last year on homeschooling with me. Mommy, number 1, made a huge decision last year, which was not in agreement with hardly anyone. Everybody said I was not doing the right thing. But I pulled her out of school. I started homeschooling her. She tested a little bit behind. So over this past year, we have been working very, very hard. She has now skipped a grade.
Woo, woo, woo!
And we are working towards getting to high school next year.
Yay!
She tested she tested above. So she is now ready to move on.
This smart
She's
girl.
back to where she's supposed to be. And that was the whole point. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
It was not a well-liked decision, I will tell you that. It has been like pulling teeth. It is one of the hardest things I have ever done. She is stubborn as shit.
I have no idea where she gets that from.
None. Not a clue.
You.
No, she's stubborn as shit. I will say that.
Bye, guys.
She is, and mommy number 2 is super proud of her. So,
mommy number 1, super proud.
So,
well, I mean, this is hurdle number 1, and we are celebrating the small.
That's a huge accomplishment.
Well, there's baby steps to our ultimate goal, but we have 2 more large hurdles that we need to get through this year. Obviously, we know regular school starts in September, so we have to condense our schoolwork and get it done by September so we can put her back in high school. But that's her goal. I remind her that every time we get an attitude,
which is daily,
which is more than daily. I think it's 2 to 3 times a day we get punished with attitude. Huff and puffs, I call them huff and puffs. Rolling of the eyes, slamming things. I mean, again, I'm going to go back to this blissful parenting thing. This is one of my bliss moments. We have about 2 or 3 bliss moments a year, and the rest of it is, I don't know, not blissful.
So you know that old saying that it takes a village to raise a child?
That it does.
That's something that a lot of people kind of have lost sight of over the years, and they feel like they can do everything themselves and they don't have to listen to anybody's opinions, advice, or whatever. And sometimes that doesn't always work for the kids. So I'm glad that we are able to try to talk to each other and maybe calm each other down before we react. Because I've
had to edit many a text using her to calm my ass down because I am not a nice person, I've been told. I'm not sensitive by any means.
No, you're direct.
I am direct. I've got that rule of communication down. But some people are too sensitive for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you need a hug?
Well, when kids have real, they can be very sensitive. So I think it's good that we can bounce stuff off of each other before we hurt people's feelings.
Yeah.
So
again, I want to teach her to be just as tough of a cookie.
Pretty sure she is, and that's why you guys fight all the time.
Yeah. No, but she says I'm mean. I'm not mean. I'm just very firm. That's how I look at it.
Well,
you
have to be.
My big girl pants are on. I'll pull them bitches all the way up.
Yeah, because who else is going to do for us but us? So you kind of have to take that role and just run with it.
Yep. So that brings me to my last question. I'm going to ask you because I didn't ask you. I want to know from our viewers. Hi, Eric. Thank you for jumping on. What is the number one thing if you're getting ready to hire a realtor or to sell your house or to buy a house? What is the number one thing you're going to look for in that realtor? What, Mr. Mercer? What's Please explain that one.
Is he to the part of not being nice?
I don't know. I don't know because where does he think I learned it from?
That would be my guess. If I'm right, I win the $100 for the night.
We were betting $100.
Yeah, we'll bet $100 on that.
Well, my question. Anyone, please. I'm looking for feedback from you now. What is the number one thing you're looking for in a realtor when you're hiring them? I want you to think about that. Please type it in the comments, engage, let us know what you're thinking because I'd really like to know.
I would say for my answer, it would be, I have 2 answers to that.
Okay.
One is availability. I want to be able to contact that person and not wait for 5 days to get a response.
Okay.
And 2, I'm not saying be back at somebody's beck and call, but I am saying I would like to have responsiveness. And just because I think that's professional in anything that you do. And secondly, I would say I want the person to really know the area because if you really know the area and you're really familiar with what sells and the pricing and stuff, you can get either a much better price for your home or you can go in and have better negotiation skills on the buying of a new home. And that's something that has to work to your advantage because as a home buyer, you may not necessarily know what everything is selling for. So,
well, I'll tell you from my perspective. What's up, Lori? Thanks for joining. From my perspective, if I was hiring a realtor, the number one thing for me would be communication.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't feel like you can over-communicate. I'm very responsive because I like communication. I want to know that someone has heard me. If you don't have an answer, it's okay to say, I don't know, let me get back to you, I'll find out. But communicate. let me know, send me a message that says, I got your message and I'm working on it. Or,
that's good.
And that's what I would want. So that's why I interact with people that way. I let them know I got it, not really sure right now.
You're getting some likes for that.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you. Yeah, and I would love to hear everybody's opinion of what you think is the number one thing when you're hiring a real estate agent. Because, again, communication is the biggest thing. I mean, obviously, knowledge, I can do my research in the MLS, but I'm very familiar with the area that I lived in. I graduated from high school here. But I think communication is key. And that's the one thing I feel like people lack in all aspects of life. They don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to respond back. Then you have to say to them, did you get my message? And that is a pain in the rear end. I don't want to have to ask you, did you get my message? And then for you to tell me, yeah, I haven't done this or I haven't done that yet. I'm going to respond to you. Just let me know you got it. Just let me know you got it. And if you can't respond right away, then just say, hey, I got it. I need to do a couple things and I'll get you an answer back. That's the most important thing, and that's what I like to hear.
I wish that the kids in school had like a communication class as a basic, maybe 8th grade to transition to high school type class where it's a core class like English, because I'll tell you a story. A long time ago, 100 years ago, I participated
100 years ago.
Yeah,
she's 29.
Yeah, 29. I participated in an anger management class because I wanted to understand how people that have anger issues reacted to things and what made them tick. So when I took that class, most of it was literally about communication and what's the best way of communicating with people and understanding what those people or anybody in general need. And it was something that I think everybody could benefit from, learning better ways of communicating and better ways of receiving communication.
And then also not making assumptions when you're communicating. Disagreements are about the message you receive is not necessarily the message that the person sent.
Right.
I have my bachelor's degree in communications. I'm still reading about communications because it's very important in all aspects of life to know how to communicate with people, to not attack someone, to help them to understand what you were trying to articulate if you didn't articulate it in a way that they could understand it, because we receive things based on our experience and our education. And if we don't have the same experiences, we're going to think maybe I say something to you that's offensive, but I didn't mean it to be that way, because where we're coming from are different places. So
that happens a lot too in text or email when you can't interpret the tone of somebody's voice in a text message or an email. And the thing that bugs me the most is when I see someone send me an email in capital letters, because I feel like you're shouting at me. And if you shout at me, I can pretty much tell you I'm going to ignore you and I will never respond.
Like, that's wait until
I will sit until I die, and I will not respond to that ish if there's capital letters.
Comes from the second mommy who's not stubborn.
No, I'm not at all stubborn. Ask my husband if he's still on. Definitely not stubborn.
Not at all.
I will sit until I die.
Yep. Well, that's the thing. Communication is big in all aspects of life. It's about sending a message, and hopefully the person that's receiving the message is actually understanding it the way you meant it. Right. And that comes down to how well do you know a person? How well do you know how they're going to respond?
Right.
And then making the assumption that if you feel offended, say, I don't think that person meant it the way that they said it or that it came across to me. Being basically iMessages. I understand you to mean this. This is offensive to me. This makes me feel, and I would like it if you could change it in this way. And that's the style of communication when you have a disagreement with someone that you should communicate, because you don't want someone to get offended and then
and that's the end of the conversation.
Yeah, and the key, the real commitment in relationships comes from being able to work through disagreements and the miscommunications, and then you have a stronger friendship. I mean,
that's inevitable, and that's just that's not even on a relationship level. That's on an everyday level. It could be a friendship level too. I mean, life happens, and you're not going to agree on every single thing that happens in life.
Are you kidding? So everybody's in agreement.
We haven't had an argument yet.
Ever. Not never.
In 12 years, bam.
Because we think similarly. We think the same way.
Yeah.
So you know where I'm coming from. I feel like we have the same life. I mean,
we basically do. We're total twins.
Yeah.
Don't we look so much alike? We're total twins.
Yeah, except for the blonde.
Yeah. I'm going to be blonde next and February 23rd.
And I'm going to be olivey.
Well, I'm not going to be blonde. I'm just going to have blonde. I'm really excited. My hairdresser's out there watching to go see her and kiss. And my studio audience, viewers of America. You're going to come with me?
I'll come with you.
Okay. Totally going to do that.
And I need to go to the tanning bed so I can get olivey.
I need to go to the tanning bed so I can get rid of my paleness.
That's what I just
I'm
said.
going on vacation in April.
You need to prep
I
by
need to
tanning.
pregame it and tan it up.
Yeah.
I have like 30 free tans because I don't tan. And I got them for my wedding and they don't
The first thing that I
expire.
do is I burn and then I start tanning.
I usually do not burn. I just get brown.
Well, that's nice. It must be nice. Us white people,
I bet you I burn on
we
the
just
beach in the
burn.
Bahamas though.
Well, I don't think that's a problem I'd be complaining about.
Yeah, you're probably right. So let me go ahead and suck that one up and just hush it up.
I'll be here in the bipolar Virginia area.
Next year we're going to plan and we're going to go all together.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
That's definitely got to happen. But please let us know what your number one thing is that you would like to see when you're hiring an agent. I would love to hear everybody's comments. I would love any feedback you could provide us. And please, like I said, love, share. The shares are amazing.
Yeah, they are.
It gives us great feedback as to what you're enjoying. If you don't like something, you want to talk about it again, or you have more questions about a subject we covered, please let us know.
Yeah.
And then also, if you could please, we just ask everyone who watches the show if you could just share Michael Oliver's story.
Please.
That would mean so much to us.
We would really appreciate it.
Please. And thank you guys for watching us every Tuesday. We enjoy spending our Tuesday evenings with you, and we are really glad that you take the time to watch and listen to us.
21 weeks strong.
21
Woo, woo,
weeks.
woo.
Yes.
All right, America. We
All right.
will see you same time.
Place?
Maybe not same time.
Maybe.
Next week.
Tiffany, she wants to do this Valentine's Day thing next week. So now we have to switch our show.
I'm trying to convince my husband to take me out for Valentine's Day, and I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But
Valentine's
if you're
Day.
there, I need a date.
I know. But what is that? Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I don't know. We don't really usually celebrate it either.
I don't.
We'll figure it out. So anyway, we'll see you guys next week, America.
And we'll make an announcement as to what night it's going to be.
Yeah.
Thank you. You guys have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.